I'm Charlotte Gregory and I'm the director of the NewBridge Project in Newcastle upon Tyne. NewBridge was established in 2010 and it was set up by two fine art graduates from Newcastle University using a grant from Newcastle City Council that was aimed at putting arts projects into empty shops. We set up studios, a gallery, an artist bookshop, workshop spaces in an empty office block that was 29,000 square feet, and it was right in the middle of Newcastle city centre. It has, I think, three main elements. Firstly, to provide space, so to provide studio space to artists that is affordable, space to produce work, workshop space. We have a number of facilities such as a wood workshop, a dark room, a film lab, and uncurated project spaces. Secondly, to provide the space and the opportunity to show the work, to show new work, to exhibit. We do that through an exhibition and commission programme. We exhibit new works in our gallery space in Gateshead on the High Street, as well as producing works off-site in other locations and in public spaces. And thirdly, to develop artist practice. We run an artist development programme called Practice Makes Practice, which is a rolling programme of workshops, mentoring, crits, field trips, and that is accessible to all of our studio members as well as a wider artist community through an associate membership programme. And an offshoot is that of that artist development work is the Collective Studio, which is a graduate development programme which we run in partnership with Newcastle University, and we support recent graduates for the first year they're out of university by providing a programme of support that includes subsidised studio space, dedicated mentors, peer-led development events, as well as an exhibition at the end of the programme. But you know, this all kind of centres around this idea of a supportive community, so that the artist community is the kind of the glue that holds all of those elements together. And that's something that we really kind of nurture, and all of our programme is directed and led by the artist members themselves. Probably the biggest thing we've had to face was moving buildings. So we got served notice on our first building, our home, for nearly 7 years in October 2016. And that's because the landlords wanted to demolish that building and develop the site. And we always kind of knew this was, you know, coming at some point. We had a meanwhile lease there, so it was never forever. But still, when it happened, it's no less shocking and upsetting. So we had 6 months to think about what we do. Do we carry on? Do we look for a new building? If so, where is that building? What does it look like? What are the terms of the lease? We were fortunate enough to negotiate moving into another building just around the corner from our original home, which had the same landlord. And then it was kind of this kind of massive process of moving over 80 artists from one building to another, moving all of their studios, moving all of the artwork, as well as, you know, our gallery, our bookshop. But actually, you know, it's really brought the community together, and it feels like actually it was a positive experience. But again, we're in that space on a meanwhile basis, so it's not permanent. It is still precarious. So we're going on with the search of looking for something that is more permanent, so we don't constantly have to keep moving every 2 years, every 5 years. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's one particular moment I could really pinpoint. I think there's lots of different kind of small elements that make up what NewBridge is. You know, a big moment for us as an organisation was becoming an MPO of the Arts Council, and that you know, with obviously that is recognition and acknowledgement from the Arts Council and the creative community in the sector, but a real, you know, demonstrating a real there is a value to what we're doing, and it also provides us that security in financial terms. We are guaranteed 4 years of funding through the MPO programme that started in April this year, and that really actually gives us a bit of breathing room and allows us to have paid staff that can actually focus on our programme, our artist development work, but also that search for a new space, which is the kind of, you know, it feels like the final frontier. So having that, you know, that cushion that we don't have to constantly keep fundraising has been has made a massive difference. I think, you know, what is important is the people that you're doing it with. So, I mean, I think the reason that NewBridge has worked so well is because it is, as well as it's built on a real passion to do something. And that comes from the us believing there is a real need for these types of spaces. And you need that passion to get you through, because it's hard work, it's long hours, it's super stressful at times. I mean, there's you know, amazing highs, but there's very difficult and challenging times, because actually we didn't really know what we were doing. It's kind of learning as you go, and that can be difficult, but it's very rewarding. So actually having a group of people, whether that's a collective or, you know, just the two of you, or a big group of artists that want to kind of set up a studio, I think having that supportive network around you is so important. And another thing I think is important is the relationships beyond that. So the relationships that you create and build with other organisations, with other organisations in your city, but also, you know, nationally, internationally, with the local authority, so the council, with funders such as the Arts Council, with your kind of nearby universities. I think those relationships are, you know, are of key importance and will help get you through. They will support you where they can, give you advice when you don't really, you know what to do. So I'd say kind of nurturing those relationships within the kind of group that you're working within and externally is one of the most kind of important things that we've done.